Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Gundam Breaker Battlogue series of high-grade kits, ranking them from worst to best. We will exclude the entry grade just because he's by himself and there's nothing else to really compare him to, and entry grades are just nice, you know? So let's talk about what makes a good build Battlogue kit. First off, you need to take an iconic Gundam, let's say the Wing Gundam, or even the Double O Quanta. Both of these are iconic, but Bandai can only release them so many times and so many iterations before they stop just blindly taking our money. But what if we spice them up? This is where the build series comes in. Suddenly, the Double O Quanta looks like it got a job at Femboy Hooters, and it's looking pretty good. Or maybe in the case of the Wing, the Finis Reniscata gives us some lovely effect parts, new weapons that change, and a very nice color scheme. These different iterations give a whole fresh new take. They fix existing issues while also allowing Bandai to not increase the cost of Gunpla any more than it is. It's not Lego after all, because they can use those existing molds, sprinkle in just a few new pieces, mix and match, and suddenly we've got something brand new. There's even a lot of like what if situations that get explored when we're talking about it. For instance, how about Thick Boy Daddy Dom? I love him, but what if something else? Well, in canon, after he lost the Gouf, Rambaral actually asked for some Doms, and the Dom R35, while being in what if scenario of if Rambaral actually got the Goufs that, or the Doms that he requested, but the R35 is actually a reference to his request being denied because he failed. With all these things in mind, we have 10 kits to take a look at, so let's get started. Number 10. Number 10 on our list is the Wing Gundam Zero Sky. When I first saw this kit, I was very excited because the color scheme is one of the more interesting that we got of the 10 main releases, with this tropical Skittles flavored color scheme with the oranges, teals. Not a single gray piece in this kit made it look very enticing. However, the Wing Gundam Zero Sky is only that, a fresh coat of paint. There are no new pieces, and more egregiously, they do not fix any of the existing problems. The polycaps in the torso unit pop off and slide two back, meaning the arms never stay attached. I cannot begin to tell you the number of times that this kit fell apart in my hands while trying to build it. And it's for these reasons and the price increase from the 2014 release by at least $6 more that I have to place it in 10th. Number 9. The Gouf Crimson Custom was very cool to pick up initially with its pauldrons, the Char Aznable approved paint it red, make it go 3 times as fast, and without it differing very much from its original Gouf custom price point. It was a pretty solid kit at surface level. However, there are just some quality of life adjustments that needed to take place. With this kit having no new additions, they could have at least taken advantage of some new things, and while this is no Zaku boy, the Zakus, which share similar designs, have been getting released with flexible skirting for a few high-grade releases now, and the Gouf custom really could have benefited from this because unfortunately this kit is very static. So I had to rank it lower on the list for those reasons. Number 8. The Gundam Ground Urban Combat type is very stunning with its North America color scheme, but just like Joe Burrow couldn't take the Bengals to a Super Bowl victory this past year, this guy is not ranking very high on our list. Despite all of the cool attachments, its fashionable fall Robin backpack, those double jointed knees which allow it to bend pretty well, they did not add any new structural components to make up for the lack of new components. And the way that the torso is attached high up in the unit to the waist with a single polycap makes it so whenever you are bending this kit, the top of the torso is going to pop off the waist. Posing this kit was a pretty big challenge all in all for these shots. And while I liked what it had going on conceptually, in practice it wasn't very good. Number 7. We have the Darth Maul-esque Gundam Astray red frame inversion. While this kit is the most structurally sound of any of the kits we've talked about so far, it does not place higher on the list because it didn't really add anything new. Sure, it has a cool, edgy wine red color scheme and some skull elements, but all of these things are present in previous Astray releases. So as much as I fanboy over this edgy Junk Guild warrior, there just is not enough newness to compete with entries placing higher on the list. Number 6. The Gundam Helios is a lot to take in. It's got the mother of all backpacks. Destiny influence is very nice, and lots of opening bits on the sides with beautiful clear reflect parts, with an almost Gundam Crossbones-esque scallywag pirate beam sabers, all of those Gundam X cannons and those wings opening up. It is very imposing, and conceptually it's very neat. I think they did a very good job of blending the different strike and Gundam Seed elements with this kit. However, the kit is just too heavy for its own good. Without the backpack, this kit balances pretty well, and I think if you did a custom where it was more close combat oriented, that this kit would thrive. However, with the torso to waist connection and the weight of the backpack, the kit was just falling apart all the time. Number 5. We've got the homage to everything Gundam Seed here with the perfect strike freedom. While this kit certainly doesn't add anything new, it adds literally everything that has existed before it, with elements from the different launch and strike packs, age elements, ale strike elements, destiny elements. If you can think of a Gundam Seed reference, this kit has it in it. And while having all of these things, it is also very structurally sound, which is awesome. The kit can stand up for itself. If I had to say anything negative, it's that there's just too many little guns. You don't have any way to really hold all those funnels up. I'm sure you could make like something with runners or rails, and I'll probably do that in a later video just to show you guys. And this kit is really great if you want Gundam Seed stuff for kit bashing or making your own customs. This is a great starting off point to get so many different Gundam Seed elements all in one. Number 4. The Gundam Livelance Heaven with its gilded saintly glory really knocks the ball out of the park, opting for straight up and down wings adorned with gold pieces to hold the flat parts in lieu of the Gundam Death Scythe Hell's more diagonal wing cloak. This kit has all of the imposing grace of an archangel, with minimal clear parts attached as cufflinks on either side of the arm and a vernier on the back that swivels like a bell tolling the lost souls. This kit is very cool. It's very imposing. It has a lot of great paneling opportunities. As you can see, we come around the back here, and long skirting like that of a pianist. They did an interesting job with this kit because a lot of the parts in this kit are reused. There isn't a whole lot of new. You just wouldn't expect it when you get to the end and see how few new pieces or reused pieces that we have left over, that they were really able to like use the whole buffalo, so to speak, when they were building this kit. And just look at some of these glamour shots with that scythe. The scythe can be up and down like a halberd or in an iconic scythe. And I also appreciate that the clear bits for the scythe were more of the soft, clear plastic in lieu of the rigid pieces like we see on the wrists. That was another nice touch we don't see too often with some of the high grades. Number 3. I have a love-hate relationship with the Barbataurus. As a Barbatos, standing side by side with its source material, I think that they knocked it out of the park, giving us a more demonic take on this Demon Lord Gundam. It almost makes me wish that they would have just given us a Barbatos Lupus Rex iteration instead and really played on the Demon Wolf King aesthetic, but instead we try to do a weird hybrid with the Chimaris Trooper in more of a literal sense with the Centaur pieces. We did get to see some of those Chimaris Trooper design cues with the Elytra being reused as skirting and some Sengoku style skirtings on the side as well. However, assembling this kit as the Centaur form and posing it is really just awkward and anemic. And while Bandai has been in the game in a while, and I hope maybe this is just them trying something out and we'll see a better version of it later, for them to hype this up as the main villain and give us this rather lackluster product is disappointing. However, we're going to rank it high because they're trying, and you get like 1.5 IBO kits out of buying this. So that's really cool. Number 2. We have the Luchador take on the G Gundam. This is the Blazing Gundam with its beam tonfa, its clawed feet, and lovely orange and white color scheme, and of course the best girl pilot. This kit is a beautiful love letter to its source material in a way that the previous 8 entries just could not manage. Instead of having the burning finger, we have now the burning or shining foot. You can see that the iconic gauntlet claws of the original Burning Gundam have now been moved to the feet to give more of that taekwondo, like kickboxing, fighter aesthetic. And the fins to charge up the attack have moved from the back to the arms, which open up. They reassigned all of these design cues with ease and did them masterfully. We can still pose this kit very well, which leads me to another point. Bandai has made a lot of kits, and they are well aware that they are not all created equally. When they are building future lineups like this, they need to do a better job of looking at all the kits and weighing their pros and cons, because giving us something like this and then giving us an unfixed Wing Gundam or a lovely red brick of a Gouf custom is just not fair, and it's not the kit's fault per se. I mean, sure, each kit has its pros and its cons, but if you're going to put really good kits and really bad kits in the same list, you need to not actually do that and just give us comparable kits to each other. Number 1. The Gundam 00 Command Qan is everything that a good build battle breaker kit needs to be. It deftly combines the source material of 2 different kits. Here we have one of them being the SD Commando Gundam, and puts it onto the 00 Quanta's body. This is the treatment that the Barbataurus as the main villain needed, that they gave to this, the main protagonist. Because the execution here is just leagues different. There are wonderful color separations. This kit is by no means flimsy. It is articulate. It combines new and old in a way that makes it fresh. We've got clear parts. We've got soft plastic. We've got regular plastic. For all of the misses on this list, we really got a gem here with the 00 Gundam Command Qan. And it's for this reason that I have to give the #1 spot to it. Alrighty, everyone, and that's going to wrap up our Gundam Breaker Battlogue foray. It's been a little bit of a wild ride. 2 videos a week, both being high grades, has been a little difficult, but that's okay. If you're watching for the first time, or if you've been with me for all of these reviews, I really appreciate you watching, and I'm so excited to share all the other stuff that I've been working on. We've got all kinds of weird kits coming. We're going to see if we can't keep doing 2 videos a week for a while, so I can show you all the weird, wacky stuff I've been getting in the mail. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you agree, disagree with some of my choices? I hope I wasn't too harsh on anyone's favorites. All of these kits had their pros and cons. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. And I'm only one bald guy on the internet sharing his opinions. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later this week with another video.